help you better understand the Ascendancy, we have to start from the beginning. Before the Netherrack conflict, before the Squakashi War, and before the nuking of the GCA, even before the election and the Tater War, and before the Griefers, was the beginning. The beginning of an SMP that would both provide peace and spiral out of control. The day that Chicken Trim made the SMP, everything for a few small players began. 6 main players were invited to join the SMP when it was first created. There was a balance, 3 on each side. If one side were to overthrow the balance, the whole server could descend into chaos. With the addition of Markle followed an imbalance. Chicken had to clean up the mess. And yet, there was really only one good person keeping the balance. One person whose contributions to their side were greater than that of anyone else's. Throughout the whole SMP, tossed around, obligated by the looming dark side, yet never budging. Now, during the second season, this character would seek revenge on the players that treated him so similarly. This is the Ascendancy. Chicken Charm makes an SMP. 4 words that form one of the scariest sentences to the members of the SMP. There is no denying that the SMP has significantly spiraled out of hand. At the beginning there were 7. Over time, that number rose. Key players joined, such as, but not limited to, Markle, Epic Zoomer, and everyone's favorite, Coldjolt. Key events occurred, such as the bombing of GCA, the Squakashi War, the Netherrack conflict, and more. And as the desert sun beats down on the dry sand, a new conflict rises. Kilometers away from the new great city of Akashi lay a new threat that was brewing. A threat that would cause chaos, and a threat that started from somewhere, something, someone. However, the members had other problems to deal with. Masiwasit was killing Evan, and the Netherrack conflict was at its peak. No one really had time for this. Cheloslays was building the Capitol building of TRA, Jay was glitching and turning into Sin. All around, nobody cared about this threat. But when the Netherrack conflict ended, Chicken Charm left the server temporarily to take a break. Chicken would return on July 2nd. This was the weakness. This was the chance for the threat to start their plan. And start their plan, they did. On July 1st, Cheloslays received an email to his public YouTube channel email that read,
"Good day, we are the threat, aren't we? We are but simply returning the favor or chaos and destruction. Prepare all you want. You cannot win. Phase 1 is complete, Phase 2 will be executed soon enough. You needn't worry about anything. We are after one thing, and until this is provided, we are superior. Share this with everyone you can. We will laugh when it gets to us. This email will be sent to Cheloslays. He's the closest to finding us. Continue searching and you might get closer. This email will be deleted after 20 seconds upon being opened. Be prepared. The Ascendancy."
Throughout the next few days, a few interesting events occurred. After the 2 countries of New GCA and TRA meet pace, 2 of the TRA members, Evan and Mayday, built a railroad connecting the 2 countries together. This railroad was communal, and anyone could ride it. Until one day, the railroad was found completely destroyed via TNT, and the community house in the New GCA was blown up. Chicken wanted to investigate, but he was still on his break. Cheloslays rebuilt both the railroad and the community house, and no one knew who blew it up. More so, someone kept on stealing Evan's ender chests, and Divine's stuff was stolen multiple times. Something was up, but what? When Cheloslays told the Discord about his email, everyone was a bit shocked. Cello and Matey looked at this image and took almost every quality it had into consideration. First off, the user seemed to be intelligent, yet bad at grammar. Second, the Ascendancy appears to be an organization. Third, they appear to want something of value, and until they have it, they are superior. Finally, there were phases of the plan. Cello and Mayday knew that Phase 1 was all the griefs that have occurred so far, but what was Phase 2? Should they actually prepare? What was on the line right now? How much were they putting on the table? Mayday and Ninja Cheetah built a small investigation room to help try and find the leader of the Ascendancy. Evan believed that the Ascendancy wanted the dragon, and Chicken had his own suspicions that he kept to himself. A second email was sent after that told the members that the Ascendancy's plans were underway. However, nothing appeared to happen. The aftermath of the previous event started to spook the members, and no one knew who the Ascendancy was. The TRA just made peace with the new great city of Akashi. Everything is going swimmingly. Massey was nothing more but a minor setback. But this is a next-level threat. The TRA believes that the new GCA is the Ascendancy, because it only seemed logical. However, the pieces weren't adding up. This group shows up, blows up their railroads, declares themselves the new threat, and seemingly does nothing. What were their motives? Where are they? Who are they? The Ascendancy was playing their cards correctly. So much so that there might even be a spy. Epic Zoomer was one of the original 4. Epic Zoomer seemed like the perfect candidate for a spy, and Evan had gotten pretty nice with the new great city of Akashi before they signed a peace treaty, and Kojal didn't fully trust him. Kojal believed that Evan was working for the new great city of Akashi, and that he was an Ascendancy member. Because Kojal so heavily believed that Evan was a spy, he thought it would be good to get one of his own. There was only one other member in the TRA that wasn't one of the original 4, Night Slayer. Knight was recruited by Kojal to be a spy, and after faking a tangent about leaving the TRA, he was able to join the new great city of Akashi. However, to Kojal's surprise, nothing about the Ascendancy was reported. Kojal had believed that Knight had actually switched sides intentionally and stopped giving info about the Ascendancy. Kojal started to flame Knight about it. Knight, who never did anything that Kojal accused him of, decided to stand for himself. The two argued and argued until Chicken and Knight got into a private voice call without Kojal. Disgusted with the TRA's actions, Knight officially planned to move to the new great city of Akashi. Kojal started to yell at Chicken, begging him to be moved in. Knight continued to argue until Kojal crossed the line. Kojal told Knight that he never should have joined the TRA in the first place. This was news enough to Knight. He officially moved to the new great city of Akashi and kept the armor that Kojal gave him out of spite. After this moment, Kojal grew ever more paranoid that the Ascendancy was actually right next door, plotting to blow up their nation. Kojal wouldn't let that happen. He set his timer for exactly 48 hours. When the timer hit 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds, the new great city of Akashi would be reduced to rubble. Just as he had done the previous time, just as he has anticipated, 48 hours.
A country divided, an imposter among them. Who was it? This was the only question on everyone's mind. What was the Ascendancy? Who was in charge? This entire timeline was one big question about who it is. Who is the Ascendancy? No one knew. Trees are cut down, items stolen, buildings exploded. What was all this about? From the new GCA, the TRA capital stood strong and tall. Each block placed by cello slates was heard all the way from the new GCA. Some members wanted none of that. Creative Melody and Dropmaster left the new GCA to make Icetopia. Ninja Cheetah considered nuking the TRA desert. Everything was going wrong. When Night Slayer joined their country, they thought things might pick up, yet nothing happened. Nothing at all. Kojal threatened to blow up their nation if they didn't prove they weren't the Ascendancy. How could they prove it? They didn't know anything about the Ascendancy. They thought it was just another ploy to try and annex the new GCA by the TRA. What were they supposed to do? Just sit back and watch as their country got blown up in front of their eyes?
a vacation knowing very well that some conflict has occurred while you were gone. But this is the next level. Getting online, you narrow it down to just 4 possible people: Creative Melody, Mayday, Cello Slays, and Kojalt. And yet, they all seem improbable. Melody is in Istopia, but maybe that is the defining clue. Mayday does everything with Cello. He explicited the email with him, he knows Cello. Cello is asking for chicken, Cello got the emails and refuses to give info. Yet Mayday has no other proof, and Cello wouldn't seem like he is ready to blow up a building that took him hours to make. So who was it? Chicken knows exactly what to do.